my channel. My name is Tyno Banks, everyone you want to call me, and today I have a book review for you guys. Well, first of all, let me say it is the first of the month. Happy Black History Month. So I decided that I was gonna read Black authors. Even though I do read Black authors majority of the time, I do dip into other genres, but majority of this month is all about the Black authors, okay? And with that being said, make sure y'all stop by, go on Amazon and support my books. I am a national best-selling author. I have 12 books and they are all available on Amazon under Ty Raquel. The link is down below. But let's just hop right into this book review. This book has me shook. First of all, Monday's not coming. This is a trigger warning. So if y'all are, you know, triggered by things like child abuse / neglect, death, murder, mental health and things like that, do not watch this review. And this is also, I'm gonna be spoiling a lot of things that happen in this book. So if y'all don't wanna, you know, hear about the spoilers just yet, don't watch this review. So this right here, like I said in my last review, red books just have been something that I've been attracted to recently, and I just love the red. I feel like the red also symbolizes something, but I really don't know what. I didn't look it up or anything, but it's just a simple cover of a girl that's I believe she's sitting on the ground, and I don't feel like this is Monday. I don't know. She has locks. I'm not sure if this is Monday or if this is her best friend Claudia represented on the front of the book. I feel like it's Monday because it's Monday's not coming. The book is about her, but the whole time we're following Claudia trying to find Monday in the book. But the cover, I love the simple cover. Tiffany, you did this. I just want to say that you wrote the mess out of this story. This book is about what, 400, almost like 450 pages. It took me, I want to say 2 days to read. I didn't read it straight through. I took breaks. So I want to say it took me about maybe 10 hours to read this book. So I just want to come in and say that the most confusing thing about this book is that it has chapter titles, and the chapter titles are either the after, the before, or the before, and you really have to like try to comprehend this book because it bounces from the before to the after to the before, and it's giving you the breadcrumbs, I should say, that were like being left in the book. So basically it starts off with Claudia. She's coming back home from being at her grandmama's house for the summer, and she's curious onto why she hasn't heard from her best friend Monday. She's seen her best friend the day before or the day of when she left to go to her grandma's house, and they usually write letters back and forth and stuff like that to keep each other up to date, but she didn't receive one letter back or anything like that. So it just made her curious, and when she came back, it was also time for the first day of the 8th grade, I believe. And so she waited for Monday. She didn't come that whole entire week. Monday did not come. And Claudia was like, where is my best friend? She loves school. She loves being here. She loves being on time. She would even be early, you know, if she could, if she's not here. And so from that point on, she's like telling her mama, Mom, Monday has not came. So Monday also has siblings, and they're all either named after a day of the week or a month. So it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's August is the only boy, and then it's April is the oldest, and then Tuesday is the youngest, and then Monday's the second oldest. So Claudia starts to get worried because she doesn't see August either. And, you know, she started to realize that something was wrong. So I feel like the thing that irritated me is like every time she got close to something, something else distracted her to where she got off track. So it started flashing back to like them getting bullied. I mean, I don't really understand the bullying because I was also bullied in school, and I didn't mess with nobody. So it's just like, you know, people I feel like people really be having like low self-esteem, or they be wishing to have something that somebody else has, and since they don't have it, they lash out, and that's not okay. So it was, what was their name? Shayla and Amber. So Shayla and Amber, they made me mad at so basically, y'all should know by now, Monday's dead. Monday's dead. I'm sorry to put it out there like that, but Monday's dead. And so at Monday's funeral, they got on there to my son, Monday was my friend, and la 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 la, and then start crying. I'm like, I was taken aback because that's one thing, and this is kind of why I don't want, like, my funeral is not gonna be in a church anyways. My parents know this, we talked about it, but I don't want anybody to sit there and be like, she was my friend and da 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 da. No. People know, people already know. I don't want that. Don't claim me. You treated me wrong, and now that I'm dead, you're gonna claim me as your friend? That don't make sense to me. Okay, y'all, sorry about that. I thought I had an important call, but it wasn't. But anyways, I just don't like that how the bullies tried to make it seem like they were her friend, you know, after finding out how she died. And that really got to them. They, you know, they tried to claim her. That bothered me. But one thing that stuck out to me was that in one of the flashbacks, it was like basically her mom, Monday's mom, didn't use computers because the police are always watching them, you know, on technology. So cell phones, computers, and stuff like that. So what Monday started to do was she would check out certain books, and it will be logged into the computer. And so she was leaving breadcrumbs. Her mom was all like, that's how you leave breadcrumbs. But she took that and was like, oh, maybe I can use this as breadcrumbs to let, you know, the police know that we're getting abused. So she would check out books like Flowers of the Attic, and Flowers of the Attic is when it starts off with this family, and they have 4 children. Yes, they have teenage boy, teenage girl, and then they got twins that are boys and girls. They got 4 kids, and then the dad dies, and he was taking care of the family. And so they went to the grandmama's house. She was filthy rich, but she hid the kids. The mama hid the kids in the attic. The grandma helped her, of course, because the grandfather didn't know about the kids or something like that. And so it went years basically, and then the son and the daughter, they started having sex and that, yeah, incest stuff. And so she was checking out books like that, leaving breadcrumbs because they were getting abused, and you know, all of that. So when Claudia found that out, and this is like kind of towards the end, it kind of clicked to her, like, oh, you know, she's leaving, you know, this is a breadcrumb that she's leaving. So this is where she went up to April and basically was like, where's Monday? Like, throughout the whole book, she's been asking April the whole entire time, where is Monday? Where is she? And so April was all like, I might as well tell you. And so April took her to her house, and she finally let her in. Claudia had never been over Monday's house, on the inside of the house. And so that was her first time seeing everything. And as soon as she stepped in, there was a smell of pee, of the dishes was, you know, stacked up dirty, roaches, you know, and it was very dirty in there. And when they got to this part, and it was just like the freezer. It was a freezer right there by the door, leaning up against the wall. The neighbor on the other side could hear the freezer because it was buzzing. And then she go upstairs, and April shows her the room, and she's like, hey, this is our room. 3 beds in a U shape. This is Monday's bed. So she sits on the bed, and she feels this journal that Monday, you know, had gifted her. Monday had a journal like it because she got it at the same time as her. She took her journal, and then her mom, April Monday's mom, had came home. Claudia had to get under the bed, and while she was under the bed, she found the book, Flowers in the Attic, that Monday had never returned. She found it, she took that too. And so she had to sit under that bed for a few hours because the mama was just, you know, she was just like violent. You could tell throughout the book her mom was violent. So she plans her escape route. She sees this closet. Now the closet is an important thing too, and I'll tell y'all why in a minute. But she tries to escape through the bathroom window because she remembers Monday telling her, Monday was like, I snuck out the house last night and this is how I did it. I jumped out my bathroom window, landed on the trash cans. That's how I snuck out. So Claudia remembered that, and she, you know, mimicked to do the same thing, but she almost got caught because the mama had to use the restroom, and but she, you know, she didn't see Claudia, thank goodness. And as Claudia is going out the window, Tuesday now sees Claudia. And Tuesday, I knew she was older by then. I want to say they didn't really list her age, but she was like 4 or 5. And I guess she was in shock that Claudia was in the house. But I think Tuesday now knew what was going on. She hadn't seen Monday. She hadn't seen August. So it's just like, what's going on? But at that point when Tuesday had seen Claudia had fell out the window. And then that's when everything kind of blew up. And so this is what makes me mad. So 1, Monday was going to a nurse at the school. She would come, pop up, get checked out, whatever. But if you're working for the school or something like that, you need to report if you're seeing bruises and stuff like that. And it made me upset that the nurse didn't report that. And then it was only one teacher that really cared. It was on Claudia's side the whole entire time. It was just like, we need to check on Monday, we need to check on Monday, we need to check on Monday. She called 911, she sent people to the house, and each time somebody came back from the house, they were saying that all the kids were accounted for. And so that also made me mad because the social workers, they lied. And children could have been, you know, children could have been saved if they would have did their job. What else threw me off? The first time Claudia said something about Monday. If you know this little girl's around all the time and the next thing you know she's gone, something's wrong. Especially if the daddy, Monday's dad was like, I haven't seen her in 3 years, so where is she at? You feel me? Like, it's just so many. And it's just like they keep telling Claudia to focus on herself. Don't worry about Monday, don't worry about Monday, don't worry about Monday. But it's just like she has a right because that girl was her best friend. She was always over the house. You know, all these different things. And she got this bad gut feeling and y'all not going with it, y'all ignoring it. So, with that end result, I think she had went to sleep. She had woke up. She was hearing sirens. She was hearing sirens or whatever. And so she put on her boots, shoes, whatever, and was running to Monday's house. And she's listening to the people around her. And they're saying they found 2 kids in the freezer. That same freezer that I just told y'all about. That freezer that was buzzing. That freezer. August and Monday were found in that freezer. August and Monday were found in that freezer. Because it was kind of weird to me how once upon a time in the book we were hearing about August and then he kind of disappeared, you know. And then it flashes back to another time where Claudia had asked Monday about August, and Monday had got so upset. But that was, I think, the day after the mama had killed August. That's why Monday was so upset. She's like, stop asking about him. And she was like, I almost told her. In the diary entry, she's like, I almost told her about August. But would she tell people? Yes. What? Like, yes. And I feel like if Monday would have told Claudia, and then they, you know, would have told teacher and stuff like that, Monday could have still been alive. But I you know, I kind of figured reading this book that I would not get a happy ending. So, yeah, that's crazy. So basically the mama had, August was beating up on his sisters, and he had bit Tuesday, and that was the last straw for the mama. She basically beat him until he stopped breathing, and then the mama and April put his body in the freezer. And so right after Claudia had left to go to her grandma's house, that's when the mama was like, I seen her get out of this car. So I made this note in my head so I could tell y'all, if y'all didn't catch on to this part, if y'all read this book, that the car that she got out of was Claudia's mom's car, because Claudia's mom was taking Monday home, and Claudia's mom was like, she started to cry and freak out and stuff like that. So that was Claudia's mom's car that she got out. And so Monday was telling her mama how she was gonna leave and stuff like that because she didn't feel safe and all this stuff. And that's when her mama started beating on her and put her in that closet that I was telling y'all about. And she had her there for a few, I don't know if it was, I know it was a few days, but I don't know if it was like a week or longer, I don't know. But basically she was like begging to be let out, she wanted water and etc, etc. And so each time that she would yell, her mama would go in there and kick her and kick her and kick her. And one day she just didn't get up and she was dead. But her mama also said that she did not put her body in the freezer, and if she could, or not even if she could, but she would have just left her body in the closet to rot. Basically she didn't care. So then it's also revealed before it gets to that part that April put Monday's body in the freezer. So that's how Monday's body got in the freezer. And it bothered me because April is just like, you didn't care about your brother and sister enough. It was for y'all, now it's two. You didn't care enough for your brother and sister to go get help. But it's because you didn't want, you know, Tuesday to be away from you anymore. That part threw me for a loop, because if I was Claudia, because April told Claudia that she moved her body in the freezer, I would have told. You could have saved your sister. You could have let your sister out the closet. Y'all, this book was just so, it's so emotional. Like, I didn't like physically cry, but like the inside of me was so broken because this book just hit hard, because black kids don't get that attention. I feel like if they're in situations like this, for social workers to go to the house and check and be like, oh yeah, all the kids are there. What? All the kids are accounted for? They didn't even go inside. They would have seen the living conditions and all that. The kids would have been taken away. This book was just, I give this book a 5 out of 5 though, but it's just like, wow, like you really have to be in not a weak state to read this book. Tiffany, you did this. I do appreciate the good moments that were in the book, like Claudia meeting Michael and Claudia meeting Megan and, you know, making friends. I really appreciated that. And I also appreciate the ending when Claudia's talking to Monday's neighbor, and she's just like, you know, how did you get rid of the buzzing noise? And she was just like, I don't picture it as buzzing, I picture it as somebody humming a beautiful song. And I'm just like, that was like the relief at the end. But it's just like, I'm glad that we did get closure on August and Monday. I'm glad that the mama is serving time for that. I'm upset that April isn't serving time for it. I wish she was, just like her mama. But hopefully, and I know it's just a book, but hopefully Claudia is getting that help that she needs, because she lost, you know, somebody that was a part of her life, and hopefully her parents will believe her more, so situations like this don't happen again. And I just really hope that brown and black children get that same support as other children that go missing the first time somebody says something. That was my long-winded review on Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany Jackson. Again, you did excellent. I probably can't read that book no more, but you did a very good job. So if y'all like this review, make sure y'all leave a comment if you're gonna read this book, or if you read this book and what you think, and make sure y'all subscribe and become the Brownie Squad family. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.